I'm the kind of person who likes progress. And I guess that's the teacher in me, because I've spent so many years helping others grow. But in life, when you're going through a change, it very seldom feels like progress. It can feel messy. It can feel scary. It can feel like nothing is happening at all. And that's frustrating because we live in a world where people celebrate finished products, finished houses, finished careers, finished success stories. But what's sad is that no one really talks about the part in the middle. Welcome to Stirring Things Up. And today we're going to talk about how an air fryer cheesecake has helped me deal with that piece in the middle of change. So today we are making an air fryer cheesecake. And as usual on this channel, you'll know that I don't want to do anything complicated because life is complicated as it is. This cheesecake only requires 3 ingredients, which is kind of like a theme that's running through these videos. So let's start the cheesecake and then we'll continue our conversation as though you're sitting here with me. Firstly, I've got my beautiful bowl, which obviously matches the aesthetic of my kitchen. And into this bowl, we need to put 450 grams of room temperature cream cheese. That would be 2 of these small tubs. I mean, they're basically the size of half my hand. 2 of these small tubs. So it's equivalent to just below half a kilogram of cream cheese. I know that sounds like a lot, but I promise you it's not. So into my bowl, I'm going to pop these room temperature cream cheeses. Conveniently, they just drop out of these containers, which is helpful. So I'm just going to put, of course, this one won't do it. It's just how life is. I'm just going to put these into my bowl. And I think what would be a good idea is to just mix this around a little bit, just to get the cream cheese to be a bit smoother. That would make the other ingredients easier to mix in. So I'm just going to mix this a little bit just to get it a little bit fluffier. And then the other ingredients will be mixed in much easier as well. So once that's done, obviously this would be much more difficult if you did not have room temperature cream cheese. But luckily, we are following our instructions here, and we do. Into that, we're going to add a tin or can of sweetened condensed milk. That's another thing that plays quite a large part in my videos, which is the sweetened condensed milk. I think I should start asking them to pay me for advertising. And that goes directly in to our cream cheese. Now, this is also room temperature. Not that it needs to be. I don't think you would put your condensed milk in the refrigerator, but this is also at room temperature, which just makes everything easier when you are baking. Okay, so the condensed milk is in, and now I'm going to be adding 4 large eggs, also room temperature. So we're just going to pop these 4 eggs in quickly. Okay, so once everything is in the bowl, we've got the cream cheese, we've got the condensed milk, and we have the 4 eggs. Just going to be mixing all of this together until it's nice and smooth. And then that can easily be poured into our cake tin. So I'm just going to be mixing this until it is nice and smooth, and then we can talk about the preparation of the cake tin. Okay, so I've switched to a whisk to mix all of these ingredients together. Just make sure that everything is nice and smooth. And I was realizing as I was mixing everything together, I realized, those ingredients on their own aren't that spectacular, but when they're put together and they're in this bowl and mixed together, they're becoming something amazing. but also I can't get those pieces out. I can't separate them again. So just like in life for us, every experience you've had, every conversation, every success, every mistake, those things are part of who you are becoming. And imagine what the future holds for you. So the future for this cheesecake is a bright one, because now, once everything has been mixed together, we've got our cake tin. Now, the one that I've got here is about 8 inches, about 20 centimeters, maybe a little bit smaller depending on the size of your air fryer. And what I've also done is I've taken some baking paper or parchment paper, and I've literally just crumpled it up into a little ball. Now, the reason I do that is when you open it, it's going to fit nicely into your cake tin. So yes, it's going to be all frumpled, and we're not making a burnt Basque cheesecake, I know, but it's going to just have frumples and lumps and bumps, because nothing is perfect, and it doesn't have to be. So I'm just going to put this in. The reason I want this in is because I want to be able to get the cheesecake out of the baking tin later, much easier, obviously. Then I'm going to be pouring this into the cake tin, and we're going to be putting it into the air fryer. Okay, so now we have our cheesecake batter in the cake tin, lined with baking paper, and into our air fryer basket. I've preheated the air fryer to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to bake in here for 30 minutes. So I'll see you soon. It was just mere minutes ago that I said to you, when you're becoming the best version of yourself, you're becoming something different, you're going through a change, there are going to be disappointments, there's going to be lessons, there's going to be mistakes. I did not realize that I was going to be living proof of that before this video came to an end. So the drama I have gone through for this cheesecake. I had it in the air fryer, and after a few minutes, I start smelling something burning. It's the cheesecake burning on top. So using my baking skills, I thought, oh, well, I'll take baking parchment and I'll just close it a little bit so that it can continue baking. Next minute, I smell more burning. It's the baking parchment that is burning in the air fryer. So I had to take everything out, take the cheesecake, put it in the oven. I put it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or 160 fan. And finally, the cheesecake seems to be fine. But let me show you what it looks like. So it is not what I had envisioned. It's basically a burnt Basque cheesecake now. It's not what I had planned. But is it beautiful? No. Is it perfect? No. Did it go according to plan? No. But I do have a slice here, and luckily, it still tastes like cheesecake. And it's still amazing. It actually is. So, through the process of becoming something better, I could not expect everything to go according to plan. But when it didn't go according to plan, I found another way. So when things happen to you, don't ask, why me? Rather say, what's my next move going to be? What am I going to do now that I'm in this situation? And you can always find another way, like I have. So don't be hard on yourself. Things will work out. You just have to stand the test of time. So thank you for joining me for stirring things up, and I'll see you next time.